I had to brush my hair. My hair was a little raggedy. You know, I need to get my hair done. You know, I'm behind my normal thumbs up, El Teddy. Well, let me know when you're ready. I'm behind my normal, you know, my hair appointment. My hair appointment was supposed to be Friday, but I ended up having to change it. I thought I was going out of town, so I'm a little behind. Hopefully tomorrow I'll get this stuff on my head taken care of, child.
Yes.
Hey everybody, welcome. Yana C. Golden. Hey Diamond, that's my DMV sister. Hey Brandon Quintessential. Xavier Button Jessica. Hey King. Oh Lord, here go King Stupid. In here trolling me. Hey Amber. Oh baby. Hey. What's up, Tracy? Hey Raphael. Thank you everybody for the Teacher Appreciation Week. Hey Giggles. Sharber. Hey Xavier. What's up, boo? Are you ready, sir? Behind the curtain? You ready? Okay, he said no. All right, let me know when you're ready. Okay, let me know when you're ready. So it is Teacher Appreciation Week, so I want to thank everybody. I did get a cash app when I got off yesterday, so I want to thank you. No, I don't do government names over here. I don't do government names, so I want to thank those who came through for the come through. It is much appreciated. I do appreciate it. Thank you so much. Yeah, I know most of what I get goes back into the daggone classroom anyway. So thank y'all for the blessing. They treated us to lunch, but your proceeds went towards breakfast and dinner. So thank y'all. Cool. Oh. You sleepy, Pooh?
I am.
Oh, well, I mean, if you want to go take a nap, I don't want to hold you up,
No, ain't no nap at this point in time in the evening.
Oh, would you say it's just bedtime? It is bedtime.
This hair going on the dresser. This earring coming off. These lashes are going back in the box.
Listen, when you can put it all away, honey, when you can put it all away. So we decided that yesterday I didn't dig too deep into Pose because I didn't want to do no spoilers and I wanted to give people time to go on and catch it. But we're gonna talk about Pose today, okay? We're gonna dig deep. We're gonna get into it. A few things that y'all share with me in my comments. I'm gonna bring it to the people. And then we have a few other little knickknacks, tic-tacs stuff here and there. In the words of every great pastor, we won't be before you long. That's always really a lie. But
that's a lie. That is an absolute lie from the pit of hell. Okay. That's what we're gonna do.
I'll never forget. I went to my brother's church one time when he was living in upstate New York, and the pastor said, the pastor said 15 minutes, and then he said, but y'all know that 15 of y'all's minutes is one of mine. So
rude.
I said, what? I said, well, I mean, at least he honest. That's all I can say. At least he honest that he know he about to be here for another hour and a half. Okay. Mm-hmm. Little baby, listen, let me tell you, little baby.
That's your because we on your platform, that's your friend.
Okay.
When she on my platform acting up, then she my friend. But being that she's on your platform,
I think the person who wrote, Janet did not write the second episode. She was a co-writer on the first episode. And that's what I was going to add from the other day. We said she was producer, director. We need to also add writer. She wrote like almost the whole first season, or co-wrote almost the whole first season of Pose. So she was very integral into the series. But anyway, we're not going to go back down to Janet Mock Road. Our Lady J was co-writer on. It was her and Stephen Canales. Baby, I feel like that read came from Our Lady J. I feel like that Pray Tell read, and we're gonna get to that Pray Tell read, but baby,
I'm just mad that they avocadava Damien like he wasn't.
We're gonna get to that. We're gonna get
like
to that.
my.
Okay. We're gonna get to it, Eds. We're gonna get to it. It was sloppily done, but I found out what happened. Okay.
Judy Winslowed him. He went upstairs and never came back down again.
Yeah, I mean, Angel ain't deserve that embarrassment. Listen, Pray Tell did not. He embarrassed all of them. Okay, all of them got it. But we're gonna get there. We're gonna get
Angel the crackhead. She deserved whatever she got. I don't got no sympathy.
Listen, we're gonna get there. We're gonna get it. Plus, Angel.
Hey, sugar.
Wow, we're already at the crackhead stage.
No, we're not. We're not. You know how people be trying to jump in. We're not there yet. We're reeling it back.
I'm about to say we already crackhead.
No, we are not at the crackhead.
Put it down, crackhead. Put it down, crackhead. Okay, I'm sorry. I'll tell you know that song. That woman. I'll tell you know that gospel song. Listen. Put it down.
Oh, the real life Angel. Oh, okay. All right. Well, listen, we didn't already had the Janet Mock meltdown conversation, child. We're not revisiting that. But
okay.
I will remind us all that the Tamisha Iman experience does premiere tonight. And let me say this. I like Tamisha
Iman. What platform does it come on?
On her YouTube channel.
Okay.
I will say this. I like Tamisha Iman, but I really feel like she putting 20 on 10. I really feel like, especially since Bob the Drag Queen and Monet Exchange spliced together everything
they ever said about Tamisha and 99.9%
of it was good. I mean, Bob was even talking about how he stands for her and how he loves her. And like, I was just like, I really, when you see it play back, you really realize it wasn't that deep. Now, I can't tell somebody else how to feel. I cannot tell someone else how to feel and how to receive. But when
you're gonna have to send me the link because I don't know that I'm subscribed to her YouTube page. Send me the link. I'll have a look.
It ain't hard to find. Tamisha Iman.
That's what we're doing.
I mean, I can see the link, but I'm just saying. Anyway, so yeah, I don't know, y'all. So we're gonna get to polls. Y'all want to listen? We're gonna get to polls. We got a few little odds and ends we're gonna take care of first. So, first of all, I want to update us on a few stories. Now I know I probably need to put Ebbie backstage before I even do this because I already know Ebbie gonna go left. The minute I bring this up, Ebbie gonna go left. I feel it. It's coming. It's coming.
The bias and the hypocrisy. Go say it.
Dallas Austin gave an interview with Vlad TV a few years ago, and he too said, Dallas Austin, super producer, TLC.
T-Boz baby mom. Ain't that T-Boz baby daddy?
Chili's baby daddy.
Chili's baby daddy.
But he produced a whole lot
of. But wasn't he banging out all three of them? Whatever. Go ahead.
See, you always got to go left. No, he won't banging out all three of them. Left eye was too busy. No, he wasn't. Well, let me say this. That's not something I knew of. I'll put it that way.
Well, not Lisa. He might not have been banging out Lisa. But I remember Tim and T-Boz. Maybe I'm confused. I might be confused.
T-Boz was too busy with her gangster thug thizzle husband. Too busy burning down houses. No.
I'm talking about early on before they got married. But whatever.
The update is he too said that Boyz II Men was the hardest group he ever worked with, and that they were really, really hard in the studio, and it was a very uncomfortable and not pleasant experience for him. So all I'm gonna say is, I know y'all was giving Candy a whole lot of smoke the other day, but and he said that a couple of years ago. He didn't even say that like recently. That's something he said a couple of years ago, that Boyz II Men was hard to work with. So, and Babyface has also mentioned how it wasn't his best experience. So I feel
Mariah Carey said that when she did One Sweet Day. Mariah Carey talked about that when she did One Sweet Day, and this was way back in the 90s. she talked about the fact that if you notice, even around that time, there was very few times you saw her do one sweet day with them because she talked about her experience in the studio with them, and it wasn't all of them, but it was enough. In she said
Probably
it wasn't
Wanye.
all four of them.
It was
Yeah,
probably
she said
Wanye.
it was enough. She said it was enough where she was like she really didn't expect the album to do. I mean, the song to do what it did because she said she had such a bad experience. She
It
didn't
was.
even perform that song.
It was probably Wanye and Nate because both of them got stank ass attitudes. Now I like Wanye. I'm gonna be honest. I love me some Wanye, but
I love me some Sean. I've always been a Sean fan.
yeah,
It's Sean for me.
but I feel like I don't know these people, but I feel like it wasn't Sean.
Yeah, I feel like it wasn't Sean either.
I feel like it wasn't Sean. Yeah, Wanye is no. It ain't no Wanye gives you diva. Wanye is a diva, and he knows.
Yeah.
Okay,
So all I'm saying,
I hear what you're saying. I hear what you're saying from all these different experiences. I stand by every piece of slander that I threw at Candy.
He's still about to give it to her.
On the other day. Listen.
Still about to give it to Candy. Still about to give
I'm just saying. Every man
well, anyway.
I don't know what you want.
Is a woman.
I stand by everything that I said. I don't.
Every man needs a woman. A woman.
Moving on. With that being said, I just wanted to throw that out there. Now,
listen, quintessential. You know I know about my boo Queen Mariah. You can't tell me about my boo Queen Mariah.
All right, now let's get back. So let's get to okay. First of all, I had to even Google who this person is. But the only reason why I'm even bringing this person up is because
I should have known.
Is because of the ridiculousness of what was said. Now, Laura Mercer, who I even had to Google, she's an Instagram model. You know, we're gonna put model in parentheses. She's an Instagram model. Listen, I say model, you say fill in the blank, okay? What's up, Danny? Hey, boo. What I'm gonna say is that, I even saw Quality Control, P's baby, daddy, ex-fiance of Rick Ross. Okay, thank you, Xavier, for giving me more of the resume. I still don't know who she is, but at least that tells me it's a little bit more than just Instagram model. Okay, so she's
look to Xavier to give us all of the new pop culture
Xavier
stuff.
be on it. So
he be on it.
Baby mama / Rick Ross ex-fiance. All right. Well, then maybe did she go to is she from Miami, Xavier? Did she go to Miami-Dade public schools?
Don't try and link her to Miami. No, God, she's an Instagram thought. Don't try and do that. Don't do us. Do not do us.
The only lira that I recognize is the Italian form of currency. I don't know who this bitch is.
I mean, no, it's not Lira Galore. It's Lira. Well, you know what? No, it is Lira Galore. I'm sorry. It is Lira Galore. My bad. See, that lets you know how much I don't know these people. Leah Mercer must be her real name. And Lyra
she's from Philly. Thank you, Dr. Liquor. Cam. Appreciate you. Do not associate her with the greater Miami-Dade County area.
Hey, Dr. Liquor. Well, Philly public school system
failed her miserably.
Clearly.
Wait a minute. We're not going to talk about the DC public school. Wait, what? Don't do that. Don't start disparaging public school system. But you were bougie and you went to private school. I know. You're the bougie girl. You're the bougie girl. All right. You're the bougie girl. And we know that. We know that.
Bougie. I'm not bougie, sir.
The denial.
It's the denial. I mean, she's doing backstrokes in that river. Okay.
And two Brutus.
She's doing backstrokes. Denial river.
Acting like you dumbfounded and don't know.
Because I don't know and I'm not bougie.
Girl.
Were we not on for an hour trying to figure out an airplane situation because we was trying to avoid a certain airline?
Yeah, because we're not doing Spirit or Frontier.
Thank you.
We're not
Everybody,
doing Spirit or Frontier. That's what we're not doing.
thank you.
That ain't doing bougie. That's a safety to life issue. And not a safety to life issue for me, but a safety to life issue for the people that work for the airline. Because after I get through, fuck their ass up, trying to give me all these fees, it's gonna be a problem.
Right. Thank you.
Girl, we don't do Spirit or Frontier, no ma'am. No
Raphael
God.
indicated you bougie.
Everybody knows you're bougie, sweetheart. We all
Everybody
are
knows.
product of public school system. Listen, that is, and you have to stand. You know what I'm gonna do for you, really be stand in your bouginess, like Joy Reid did when she went in on Tucker Carlson that I put on my story on my Instagram when he had a problem with her going to Harvard and she laid him out because she went to Harvard. Oh, you mad? Girl, you mad? That's how you stand in your bouginess. It's okay. We love you. We need a bougie friend. You help elevate the rest of us. Everybody needs the bougie friend to help elevate the group.
Even though we would have had food hours before at Tedrick's if Bougiana over here had won an old lady game, but you know we just
That's not about being bougie. That's just I wanted old lady gang. That's not bougie. It's not like Old Lady Gang was like a 5-star restaurant. I wanted Old Lady Gang because I wanted to go to the restaurant. That's not about
because you are a bougie label whore.
See, no, that has nothing to no. I'm not accepting that one. That was just I wanted.
You don't have to accept it. It's the truth.
I'm not gonna say that was bougie. That was because Old Lady Gang is not bougie.
Thank you. That's not about bougie. That's just
now the restaurant we went to after Old Lady Gang was bougie. Old Lady Gang is not bougie.
I heard the food was good. I wanted to go there. That's not about bougie.
No,
Old Lady Gang was not bougie, but the restaurant we went to after Old Lady Gang.
Yeah, McCormick and Smith's was more bougie than damn Old Lady Gang.
Yeah, yeah, that was bougie.
Anyway,
Cupid says she's a fellow bougie friend. I've been called bougie, but I'm not. You know, I'm elitist. Yeah, I'm an elitist.
I'm an elitist. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not bougie. I'm an elitist, and I relish in being an elitist. I look down on people.
Little baby is stupid. She said, "I want to keep my ranch." I'm done.
Right, Reese PC, you know what? I'm not moving on. So anyway, back to Laura. Okay, I don't know how this became about me. We were talking about this. Okay.
Little baby said, "You're not gonna take her ranch from her."
She right. She said, I want to keep my ranch.
Okay.
So Laura Galore. I'm sorry, I said Mercer. Laura Galore.
I thought it was Lyra.
Lyra, whatever the bitch name is. Child.
Not she a bitch. You see what I'm saying? I was the problem when I called her a thought. Not she a bitch. Y'all see how this quickly turned?
That's your point.
Instagram thought.
Keisha, we never made it to Old Lady Gang. Please.
We never made it. Don't go.
Just let it go.
Listen, if you go to Old Lady Gang, you better get there early in the morning to make your reservation when they first open. Okay.
Float on. Float on. Float on. Okay.
We had some bad experiences with them whores.
Okay. So, what's the chick name? Lyra?
Pussy Galore. Moving on.
Instagram thought.
Okay. So she puts this on her. I'm assuming this is either her Twitter or Instagram. It don't matter.
Oh boy.
Y'all be real. Anne Frank was deaf and blind. Question mark. Then she came. I'm not done. I'm not done. Then she came back and said, "These people trying to tell me she was deaf and blind." Exclamation point. So how she write the book? Exclamation point. Question mark. How she knew the soldiers was coming? Question mark. Now listen.
Wait. She said Anne Frank was deaf and blind.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. And then she said, well, how did she write the book if she was deaf and blind?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And how did she know that the soldiers was coming? So Of course, her timeline blew up with people correcting her about how wrong she was. And her comeback to that was everybody don't know everything. K-N-O. Everybody don't K-N-O everything.
When Really B first told me about this, I got confused myself because it made me dumb. I was like, wait a minute. I was like, I know Helen Keller, but I was trying to figure out, like, brain cells were like projectile sound coming out of my ears and all orifices. I was just trying to figure out what was going on here.
Yeah, I mean, she clearly got the two mixed up. But let's be clear, Helen Keller, who was deaf and blind, did write a book.
She did. What did she work for, like a newspaper or something like that, or
She made
started? I think she started like either a pamphlet or a newspaper or circular or something
she may
that
have.
was going around.
But she could still come. Okay, and Anne Frank didn't write a book. Anne Frank kept a diary that they turned into a book. It's just so many. And here's the thing: I'm a history person, so for me, I guess for me it automatically stood out. But
I'm just waiting for her to ask why Anne Frank just didn't put it on her Instagram feed and everybody would have known. So that's what's gonna come out
I
next.
hate you, Teddy.
my biggest problem with that whole scenario was everything don't have to be on the internet. Google works.
It's free.
If you wanted to know, let's assume for a minute she was right, y'all. Let's just assume for a minute she was right. If you want to know how Anne Frank, blind, deaf, knew that the soldiers was coming, why you ain't just Google it? Hell, Wikipedia probably could have explained it to you and had shit. We know Wikipedia ain't even a valid source, but Wikipedia probably could have told you. Let's just assume it was the right person. Let's just assume it was the right person.
But she just knew she was right. She wasn't gonna back down either. That is the problem with Generation Z and these people who be all over the internet. Because once they put it out there, they know it's there in perpetuity. You know what I'm saying? They know, and so then
No, they
once
don't.
they
'Cause
know
they
it's
don't
there
know
in
what perpetuity
perpetuity.
means.
Oh dear God. Once they know it's basically carved in the stone, now they got to stand in it because they know it ain't going nowhere. Even if they take it down, somebody that already did screenshot somebody did that. So now they got to stand in their ignorance and in their stupidity. It's just dumb.
It's just
It's okay.
so I saw that and I was just like, what?
Put it down, crackhead.
But she got enough sense to keep track of the location of everybody who she's about to be a thought for. Everybody who has of a certain tax bracket and of a certain amount of clout. She got enough intelligence though to follow their every move, down to the longitudinal and latitudinal coordinates. I'm just telling you.
And here's the problem with our society. According to the Simmons overdose, Anne Frank is trending on Twitter.
Wow.
I promise you it's because of her. I promise you it is because of that tweet.
A mess.
Anyway. So here's a little bit of a human, not a human interest story. I'm sorry. We're going to get, El Teddy has brought us the human interest story of the day, the level of petty, and I'm here for it. But I'll let El Teddy tell us that story. The NFL draft took place last week. And as much as I love football, I do not necessarily pay attention to the draft. Only because from the draft to opening day, it's just such a long time. And my team has disappointed me so much with draft picks that end up like busting their knee in training camp and shit like that. I just don't get excited. Okay. But last week, the NFL draft took place. And I know a lot of you, even if you may not necessarily know a lot about sports, you may be familiar with Deion Sanders. He was an excellent all-around sports player. Really, he played in both leagues and won championships in the NFL and in Major League Baseball. Um, he is now coaching the Jackson State. Is it Jackson State football team? Okay, which is a HBCU.
Yes, yes.
And he brought up the fact that during last week's NFL draft, there were 259 picks in the 2021 NFL draft, and not a single draft pick featured a player from an HBCU. He went on to speak on how he played against a lot of these players who he knew were better than some of the players that got picked, and that he hoped that bringing attention to this would hopefully
get more eyes.
the NFL into
Wait. Let me go back. And I don't know if the article got it wrong or something. He said he played against the players that got picked.
Coach.
As a coach.
Coach. Okay.
When he said played against, I think he meant his team played against some of.
Okay. Got you.
Personally played. I think he meant like his team, his coach.
Yeah, his team. Okay. How? Jackson State didn't even have a season.
I'm just telling you what the quote says, sir.
Jackson State University did not have a season.
Let me go back and let me make sure that
just because they didn't have a season this year.
No, because of COVID.
Wait a minute, how long has he been coaching?
Last year would have been his first season at Jackson State. The 2020 season would have been his first season at Jackson State. The SWAC canceled their season. And I know that because FAMU went over to the SWAC before the 2020 season, and they had anticipated, being a part of the SWAC that season. It did not happen because they canceled the season.
Okay.
Now they played some little, if you want to call them scrimmages, or I'm sure they did that kind of stuff, but they did not have a season last year.
Okay.
So he played against who? Now I'm not saying he's wrong, not completely wrong. I have mixed feelings about how he
what kind of preparation he was doing for the season. The coaches are always watching film and for who they're going to play. So, I'm sure he's seen whoever was, they were scheduled to go up against before the season was canceled. So he has some idea of the talent on the other teams is what I guess he's talking. I don't know.
Let me go back. I don't want to misquote nobody. Okay, let me read exactly what Deion Sanders said. This is exactly what Deion Sanders said. And we have the audacity to hate on one another while our kids are being neglected and rejected. I witnessed, so he said I witnessed. I said played, so I was wrong. I witnessed a multitude of kids that we played. No, he said that we played against that were more than qualified to be drafted. My prayers are that this won't ever happen again. Get your back out my back and fight with me and not against me.
Now, he said he's witnessed his own players that he feels like that's what he said. I understand.
I'm gonna read it again. I witnessed a multitude of kids that we played against that were more than qualified to be drafted. Now he doesn't qualify, say my children, my players. He just says that we played against.
Okay.
I mean, I can only read you the quote now. I don't,
Let me say this.
Of course you will. I can't stop you. Go ahead.
Well, let me say this. First of all, Deion Sanders, let's be very clear. You now in your old age want to be the banner wearer for HBCUs, and you're supposed to be because you work at an HBCU as the football coach. And while there has been, I'm not going to say a huge shift in people, but there have been some notable, 5-star recruits that have gone to HBCUs lately because of a lot of things that have been going on in this country. But it's still not a groundswell. And Deion Sanders, you went to the Florida State University, my alma mater. You are an alumnus of the Florida State University, where excellence is the word of the day. So my point is, just like when you were in school and now, The 5-star recruits go places where they get on television. Let's be clear now. If you go back to, and I'm saying the 5-star recruits in the last 25, 30 years, when you start going back to the 80s and things, you still had a lot of top-notch 5-star recruits that were still at HBCUs because of, discrimination, enrollment, or admissions qualifications and qualifiers that weren't letting, some of those athletes get in. But nowadays, once the 90s came, coaches found a way around that. They found a way around SAT scores. They found a way around grades. They found a way around everything in the sun to get the best recruit. It was no more black kids can come in. They wanted every black kid they could get. And so that meant that you started to have kids that knew if I go to so-and-so school, they're going to be more eyes on me and I can get drafted quicker. Now, is there some diamonds in the rough? Are there some, great 5-star, 4-star recruits that may be at some of these HBCUs? Certainly, I'm not saying that. But for you to make it like, oh my God, now I agree. Once you get to about the 3rd round or so, even the 2nd round to a certain degree, I should start seeing 1 or 2. Definitely by the time we get to the, 6th, 7th round and stuff like that. Now, did he say if they didn't get any in the 1st round or just in all 280?
He said out of 289 picks, not one came from an HBCU. Now, let's be clear. Has the NFL drafted HBCU players in the past? Absolutely, they have.
Yep.
But he's
every
just
year
this year. So I just find now again, and let's be fair. How much of that do we attribute? How much of that do we attribute to the fact
that no HBCUs had a season?
That we didn't have much of a season this year. I mean, I think
the SWAC, the MEAC, the CIAA, none of them had seasons.
Hey, Jason.
None of them.
Yeah, I think we have to be fair about that. Like, I mean, I don't get me wrong. I think we have to be fair about what we. Again, we are in unprecedented times, and I just think we have to be fair about that. That's just my opinion. That doesn't mean that, like you said, we know. I mean, we've had HBCU players win Super Bowls, so we know that the caliber of talent is at HBCUs. I mean, we know that to be a fact. But I just think that this year, a lot of HBCUs, like you said, they did not play a season. Or, like, I know for some schools, weren't you telling me, El Teddy, that there's some schools that are playing football right now? They did it in the spring instead of in the fall.
Yeah, they had they didn't. It wasn't their season, but they were playing against other schools in the spring because they
schools are doing that up here. The high schools have fall seasons.
But let me say this. And I'm gonna be real. This is gonna come off harsh, but I don't care. I can say this to you, Dion, because you're a fellow alumnus. You're a Johnny come lately. I didn't see you being the poster child and banner wearer for all things HBCUs until you got to Jackson State University. I didn't see you, decrying the, inequities with regard to the number of HBCU draft picks between now and then. When you were coming out, or even before you even took the job at Jackson State University. Now, if I'm being honest, there were rumors out there that there was a very calculated reason that Deion Sanders chose to leave the broadcast booth, because he took a salary drop to leave the broadcast booth, but there were allegations and rumors and things around why he left the broadcast booth. Fill in the blank. I'm sure you can figure it out. So it just seems like it's a reach. And I mean, he's I think it goes a long way with recruiting. I'm sure a coach got to be a recruiter as much as they can, but it's falling on deaf ears for me. It's falling on deaf ears.
When I saw it, I was like, at first, it was one of those things where when I first read it, I was like, huh. But then the more I thought about it, I was like, wait a minute. Like, I feel like sometimes I feel like we be putting 20 on 10. And I know that y'all don't always agree with me and y'all don't always like it when I say that. But sometimes I just feel like we be putting 20 on 10. And again, if HBCUs didn't have a damn football season, Can we really be
That means that there was no film.
drafted?
That means there was no film for the recruiters and the people who draft the
Thank
scouts and
you,
things
whoever
to
that was
look at for this
tweeted
past season.
out. I'm sorry. Thank you, whoever that was that just tweeted out this live. Oh, appreciate you much. Go ahead. I'm sorry, Otani. I didn't mean to cut you off.
Yeah, no. What I was saying is that scouts did not have a chance to see any 2020 film, not in a real game, and so they had to go off of 2-year-old information.
Yeah.
Before he was even a coach, before he was even there, when Jackson State had a horrible team.
Thank you, Quintessential. Let me say this. Does the NFL have their issues? Absolutely. Does the NFL have their issues as it relates to race relations? They sure do. But I'm just not going to put this one on them. I'm just not. Not this year. I'm not putting this one on them this year. Now, give me a full. If it had been a regular full football season with all the bells and whistles and that had happened, then yeah, I'd be like side-eye D-fuck out of the NFL. Like, come on, bruh. But I just don't think, I don't feel like we could do that. And yes, Quintessential, I know you and your Chicago Bears are happy with y'all draft pick. I know.
I don't know why, because Ohio State has not had a good quarterback that went to the NFL since God was a child. Name me one. Name me one good Ohio State
you can ask me,
quarterback.
Excuse me. You can ask me about what we ended up with out of Ohio State.
Somebody.
Do I get to have, do I get to have a say in this topic, or this is just for y'all too?
No, go ahead. Get it with your
ahead.
Okay. So, I don't give two damns about any of this bullshit.
Which is
dear God.
Okay,
Which is why.
But here we go.
Didn't think you had nothing to say.
I mean, if it was hyperbole or if he was exaggerating the facts, then yes, I would give y'all, he's putting 10 on 20. He stated a fact. I don't understand. What are we mad about? What are we upset? What are we upset for? I'm confused.
It's a fact, but it gives a false equivalency.
It's not a false equivalency. It's a fact.
It does. That's like saying, okay, that's like assuming that there were no black movies.
His whole statement was not a fact.
Right.
There were facts included in his opinion.
It's like if no black movies came out this year.
What the man said was that out of all of the draft picks, none came from HBCU.
I understand that.
Where is the lie? Tell me where the lie is.
The lie is that gives a false pretense of what happened this year. If the draft is based off of film and there was no film, if none were picked.
Ebbie. That is not all that he said. He didn't say that one sentence and stop there. Now, if he had said that one sentence and stop there, I might go along with what you're saying. But he did not make that one sentence and stop there. That's not what happened here.
But not only that, but okay, that's the same as saying, that's the equivalent of saying, if no black movies came out this year, there were no black movies that were produced in Hollywood this year that were eligible for Oscar consideration. Let's assume not one came out this year. And if Will Smith made a statement saying there were no black movies nominated for Oscars this year. Yeah, it's a factual statement, but there were no black movies to pick from. So yes, it's a
that's a false equivalency.
It's not,
because there were black children in HBCUs who could have been picked for the draft.
But they
didn't have a season. They didn't play any games.
So they had to have a season to be eligible to be picked.
No, they didn't, because of COVID.
No. They did not have any games this year.
So again, none of them were picked. I don't.
But
maybe it's a lot more with the sports. But what I heard is nobody got picked from an HBCU this year.
Right, that is a fact.
But that's not all he said.
But the problem is
But I heard read it, and that's what he said. Yes or no? He said extra stuff. Cause I was in and out. He said extra stuff.
So you arguing with us over? You don't even have all the facts, and you arguing?
Who's arguing?
Well, debating.
I'm not debating either. I just said he said that one sentence. Y'all are the ones. Y'all sports people go crazy. Look at you.
It's unstable. I gave you an example.
This is how y'all be. Yeah, this is because I seen you watch a game and start yelling at the TV like people can hear you. Ma'am, unstable.
That's not the point. Hold on, that's the wait a minute. Me cussing at this TV screen watching football has absolutely nothing to do with this conversation.
Oh, you want to go there, Ebbie? Because we've seen you in action. We've seen you literally want to break out your own makeup equipment and decorate someone's face on a screen that's through the freaking TV screen. Okay? So don't go there with us.
All I'm saying, I gave you
unstable. Look at you. Look at unstable. You start talking to sports and you get crazy.
No. I went to your realm, ma'am.
And I gave you an equivalent. I gave you I gave you a comparison that was equal. You don't seem to think that it's an equal comparison, but it is. But anyway, neither here nor there, child. Anybody fooling with Eddie.
What would have been an equal equivalent is if you said, "Oh, there were lower budget black movies that came out, and then the Oscars came out." That's not a But the statement would be the same. It's like these lesser qualified or less looked as than schools.
Children
because of COVID and how the season played or not played or whatever.
No, Ebbie, no, that's not the same.
That's not what I'm saying. That's not the reason.
Okay, let me say this. Okay, let me say this. Wait a minute, Ebbie, let me say this.
Am I wrong?
You are wrong.
Yes.
Listen.
You're wrong.
Let me say
that's not why they didn't get picked.
Let me say listen. Let me say this. Every NFL team has people on their staff, and their only job is to look at film and decide who from that film would fit into place based on what it is that they need, they're looking for, they can afford. Okay? Let's be clear. There are people that is all they do. That is their only job, is to look at film from these particular players. If I'm one of those people and I get film from a player and the film is 2 years old, and I get film from a player and the film is 3 months old, it's not fair to say the NFL, because what he's implying is that the NFL was discriminating against HBCUs, and that's not a fair thing to say this year. Because if my job is to pick the best option, and I have a 2-year-old piece of film, and I got a 3-month-old piece of film, of course I'm going to look for the 3. But he didn't say no black people were picked. He said nobody from an HBCU. They didn't have a fucking season. That's just not the fair.
Can I just
Yes, we did. Do you want to come up?
Listen.
Yes, we did. I'm going to send you the link. We haven't gotten the polls yet. You can come up and talk about polls if you want to, boo. I'm going to send you the link.
Can I just say this?
We're about to be done with this.
Oh, right. We absolutely are. Because I really want you to understand at this point, I don't.
You don't care. I know.
I don't care.
You just wanted to throw a monkey wrench in this situation.
That's all.
Welcome to my world.
I stopped. Did you see the
welcome to my world. When you start to talk about welcome to my world, when you start to talk about palettes and foundations and all of that stupid nonsense that I don't give a crap about.
That's how
when you be damn near ready to put makeup on your television or computer screen because you think somebody's makeup is so wrong.
And Jason, that's valid too. That they look at numbers. I mean, of course, okay. My comparison was outdated. You're right. Film is dated. They look at the numbers, but if there are no numbers, it's the same. It's the same thing.
No, but they still no. They still Jason. I know NFL recruiters personally. Trust me. They look at the numbers, but they will tell you the numbers are where they start. They still have to go watch the field because sometimes they have to look at who is their competition. You know, what were the other players on their team that may have helped contribute to that numbers? What was the level of competition they played against that may contribute to those numbers and statistics? So a lot of that
in the elevator with a camera running. Who is less likely to get caught snorting coke off a stripper's ass right before the Super Bowl? You know, you gotta add those facts, sprinkle those factors into it.
Wait. How did we get to this dark place? Let the record show, really be. Let the record show. This one right here is the sick, evil, demented one. It is not I. This one up here is the sick, twisted, demented one. It is not I. Not I, said the cat. What did y'all give her today? What is in that makeup that is seeping through her cranium and going to her brain? Dear God, no more makeup for you today, ma'am. No more makeup.
I think the dust from the pallets are getting to her brain.
Oh, that thing tickled me. Oh, Jesus. Oh.
Okay, moving on.
How did we get here?
You took us here. The hell?
Right. We got here from you.
Right, we got there from
We
you.
got here on the Ebbie train.
Just
Right.
On the Ebbie train. That's exactly how we got here.
Statement. Just because I felt like he wasn't putting 20 on 10 with his statement. And then
But if you are, but wait a minute. This is why we did not ask you. This is why we did not have you interject because we knew you were going. You don't ask me information about makeup because you know I don't know about it and I don't give a shit. Which is why when we're talking sports, we did not need your commentary. That was wrong. And like you always say, you're entitled to your wrong opinion, but it is what it is. You're wrong.
I will take that.
Moving on. Petty is bringing us our petty moment of the day.
Oh,
it wasn't this. This was
no.
It wasn't now. It wasn't originally.
This story really be. I just wish you could put the image of this lady up there. Anyway.
Oh my gosh, I know. Oh
there is. Let me read the headline for you.
Let me see if I can do a screenshot and then email it to
while
you.
I'm going through. I can email it to you. You want me to email it to you?
Yeah, email it to me.
Hold on.
And I'll pull it up while you are telling the story because they need to. You're right. They need the visual.
You need the visual. All right. I got it. I'm emailing it to you. Hold on one sec.
Okay.
Because so I'm just gonna preface by saying those people who are subscribed to my channel, this is a story that would normally be on Silly Saturday. Okay, this would be a Silly Saturday story where we go from politics to serious to shoot this shit. Give my computer a second because we just had lights flicker on and off. The internet is doing.
Yeah, we just had a storm come through here.
I
heard y'all had whole tornadoes going on down there.
Yeah, it's been a lot going on here.
Oh Lord, I'm getting Tamisha already on, child. Ooh.
Child, I have to watch the replay.
I just had to roll the ball back, child. I had to roll the ball.
Sure, okay, we have to roll the ball back. Anyway, so like I said, let me preface by saying this would normally come on internet. It's just a lot. Y'all know how my computer gets when I need it to do something. It always does something. It's about one more good time before I throw it across the room and break it into a million pieces.
Didn't you just buy that computer?
No, that's about a year and a half, 2 years ago. You know how computers go. A year and a half, 2 years, then it's outdated.
See, thank you, Jason.
Jason, don't help her. Don't save her. She don't want to be saved. Okay? Don't save her. She don't want to be saved. Not save her. Anyway, all right, you got I am sending it to you now. Go try. So this story, I'm going to read the headline and y'all go from here. It says, watch woman Gail Metwally set her man's house on fire and get a lawn chair to watch the house burn down.
Oh, she must be related to me.
Listen. This is in the great state of Maryland.
What part of Maryland? Wait a minute.
I don't know what part of Maryland.
Oh, dang.
It's in the great state of Maryland. So this woman, her name is.
It's probably on my side. That sounds like something that they would do.
Her name is Gail Metwally. They were having a domestic dispute. Her and her man were having a domestic dispute. Okay, and it's her spouse. Excuse me. They got in an argument. He threw her clothes out on the lawn and all of this kind of stuff, and it just started escalating and escalating.
Oh, I'm so
And
glad she's
then
Caucasian.
she set a trash can on fire, threw the trash can through the window. The entire house went up in flames. Woman got her lawn chair and a book and sat there, legs crossed, reading her book, enjoying the sights. Did you hear me?
Listen, I need
You
y'all to
better
see
Then
do
a
it, Miss
picture of
Brenda.
her reading her book because can I tell you that is my level of petty? I need y'all to understand that is my level.
no, but what's so funny is not only was the spouse in the house, there was some random woman that they had to rescue from the basement before she got burned up in
Oh,
the house.
damn.
That's
That
why
movie
she
is
set that
burned down.
motherfucking house on fire.
Right.
She came home and they started arguing because she knew that bitch was in the house and he was playing games. She was like, okay, motherfucker, I got a game for that ass. And set that ass. And wait.
It's
Oh, but I thought you
listen,
said wasn't nobody in the house though, nigga.
but wait a minute, she was here for all of it because look at the smile
In the
in the
mug
mug
shop.
shot.
Look at the
She
smile
was
in her
here for
book. Hold on.
all of
Listen.
it. Baby, she got charged with first
Child,
and
that is
second degree attempted murder,
listen, she is
first degree
I told
arson,
you, nigga,
first degree
I'm
assault,
not the one.
two
What
counts.
Wait a minute, both of y'all are talking. Hold on. El Teddy, read the charges. Hold on.
She got charged with first and second degree murder, attempted murder, first degree arson, first degree assault, two counts of first degree malicious burning, and two counts of reckless endangerment. And she
And
was
her
here for all
mugshot
of it.
says, and I do that shit again. Fuck with me if you want to. I'm here for it.
Yeah. Like I
Mama
said,
said,
when I saw her sitting there reading that book, I said, that is so my level of petty. That is just my
Mhm.
level of
No,
petty.
there's a whole video, really be. If you go to the link I sent you, the video is there. The video of them watching the house burn down and watching the lady. There's a video. See,
Oh,
that's
wait a minute.
just
That's what, wait a minute. Reese's Pieces, that's from Charles County? Oh, bitch. Ah! Oh, that was on TikTok. She put the garbage can in the middle of the living room. Oh, damn. Not TikTok.
listen, this is all I see when I look at her faces because Earl had to die. La 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 la. Goodbye,
Oh
Earl.
no, Danny, it's not Trailer Park Trash. They have a very nice house. A very nice two-story house with the basement. Real nice neighborhood too. She was here
She
for it.
gonna be on the episode of Snapped. Wait on it.
I'm here for it. I'm so here for it. That look like
Clearly she was here
look like
for
some
it.
Waldorf type shit. It sure does. It sure does.
Yeah, Xavier, that is some Cersei Lannister type stuff. Yeah, I can see Cersei doing
Yeah,
it.
tell Cersei it was me.
Listen, I have that on my as one of my memes. I choose violence.
You
Okay.
remember that movie L Love? She Devil with Roseanne Barr. I used to love that movie. She blew that man house up. I was here for it.
You're like, I choose violence.
Listen.
Well, I'm glad we helped you get through, Yana. All right. Now, It's Me D said that he gonna come through, but he'll get here when he get here. Let's get on this poll situation. So first of all,
Ooh.
and I said this yesterday, I don't know what kind of shit they must have been snorting that shit that Angel was smoking that they thought that it was a good idea to give us back to back hour.
Yeah, that was wrong.
At
Especially
10.
when isn't it only like 6?
If they had started it like at 9, it was 9 to 11.
Yeah,
then I
but
would have been like,
why
okay.
was it was almost like it was an afterthought.
But they're cheating us out of a week because isn't it only like 8 episodes or
That's
something?
what I feel like they're rushing this, which makes me think that maybe it is something going on because I'm like, that doesn't even make sense to put the premiere of a show as popular as Pose at 11 o'clock on a Sunday night.
This whole last season has been a train wreck from the
And it
Janet
just
Moss
started.
situation. And the thing about it is, one of my subscribers put it in my comments and reminded me. Ryan Swain, who plays Damon, his sister died,
Well,
and that's why he was written off the show.
Yeah, he was.
That's why he doesn't come back. He doesn't come back at all.
Yeah, he left the show because his sister died and he was in mourning, and so that and that's why I was so.
And that's why they Judy Winslow
done. Yeah, because they didn't have a whole lot of notice with it. So it wasn't that he wasn't supposed to be written off the show like that. So I think he was supposed to fight alcoholism, but I don't think he was supposed to be written off the show that way. Because that didn't even make no sense. He all of a sudden got family that he can go stay with when he was living on a park bench in the park. I mean, I'm just saying. Yeah, she was murdered. Oh, wow. She was murdered. Yeah, I definitely understand that. You ready, D?
Yeah.
So Ebbie, you playing it in the back. I hear somebody echoing. I don't know if it's me.
That's me.
Oh, okay.
That's me. D? Are you there?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I'm here.
You okay? Oh, okay. So now let's talk about the episode. So I feel like they're rushing us along. I feel like they want this shit to be over with. I feel like there's maybe some stuff going on behind the scenes. Maybe Janet Bach been showing her ass for a minute and we're just seeing it publicly. Maybe there's been some stuff going on behind the scenes. Maybe Ryan Murphy is just done with the shit and wants it over with. Like, I don't know. But for some reason, I just feel like they are rushing this. We only have like 8 episodes to begin with. And I don't understand why they felt like they needed to give us a back-to-back. And if you're going to give us a back-to-back, like you said, do 9 and 10. But 10 and 11? That didn't even make no sense. Anyway. And I felt like they were giving us a lot in one.
Yeah, it was too much. One episode was enough. But when you pack 2 episodes with all of that was going on, even just to review something like that, once I kind of saw where this was going, I did not do my normal set of notes. Because I would have had like 40 pages worth of notes going on. So that's what we're doing now. You just don't come on screen walking on the treadmill.
Baby is in the gym. Okay. How you gonna talk with a man on the
talking and working out at the same time?
I would have passed out by now.
I could do it. Yeah.
Okay. Well, if you can do it, baby. If you can do it. So the first episode, we pick up, we're in 1994. They have us paralleling with the OJ trial, which some people didn't like that in my chat yesterday, but I loved it. I like the fact that they're paralleling with the OJ trial. And we see the turn in Ballroom. Now, Mother said in his review that's when he sort of came into Ballroom, where Cash became part of it. And it did, we know that money changes things. We know that money has that effect and it changes things. We see that Praytel is still struggling with his own mortality. We see another one of the crew is dying. We see that Giuliani's New York is coming to play, which also was very big, which very much affected the community when Giuliani came in and decided he was going to clean up Times Square. So we saw all of those things that came into the first episode. Blanca is in love, honey. Blanca done found her a man, honey.
That's the man.
And one of my subscribers reminded me that's the man from Hollywood on Netflix. If you watch the show Hollywood on Netflix, the show about the male prostitutes in the gas station, he's the black guy.
Mm-hmm.
That's on Hollywood.
He's on Broadway for
okay.
He was on Broadway for Ain't Too Proud to Beg, for the musical about the Temptations. He's one of the
okay.
He is a member of the coalition.
Yeah.
Okay. He's from the League of the Extraordinary Gentlemen. Got it.
Yes.
Got it. So here's my question.
Okay, what's your question?
So, because I feel like the timeline is all over the place. So how much time has passed since the end of last season till this season?
It's about 4 years since last season. I think it was like 1990. It was either 89 or 90.
Years.
Yes, it's about 4 years between. I think last season was 1990.
A little bit was 1991.
Yeah.
The last episode of season 2 was 1991.
Okay.
But I remember they started in 1990. So we were talking about 3-4 years have passed.
They did.
What I'm upset that they didn't do is they didn't give us. I thought they were going to give us the storyline with the little boy and the little girl from the end of season 2. I thought we would see them this season, older, 3-4 years older.
I would have loved that. I would have loved
And
that if they had showed those two kids. But
even for me, and I hate to be a
I think
Debbie
what they do,
Downer and a gloomy Gus, but I feel like there were times some of the writing was just like, really, this is just, it was just not good for me. Like that scene after Cubby died, and they were just, oh, we're gonna take this to the ball, we're gonna battle this out. No, wait, what? Bitch, I'm grieving. Like, no, that doesn't happen. That's not realistic in the community, and not and when your friend that's close to you dies, you ain't talk about, girl, we finna go to this ball and walk the ball. No, you grieve.
But wasn't that the ball that they needed the money for? Okay, baby. Wasn't this the ball where they were trying to win the money for Pray Tell to go to the
But
funeral?
I don't think it mattered because I think they at that
no.
point they were already offering money at balls anyway. You see what I'm saying? Like that
Yeah,
would have been their only
yeah.
opportunity to get money at the ball. I will say now, when I first started going out in the very late '90s, my first time going out was like '98, '99, somewhere around there. I had heard even in Florida of the stories of that house that back in the mid '90s where they was the house that would go and they would beat up the ball promoters and stuff like that because they had the money. That whole scene that happened in that diner happened for real. I remember those hearing those stories. And from what I understand, it wasn't no food fight. It was a
Oh no,
no.
that was for TV. That whole we gonna
Yeah,
make
it was
you
a
know, that
for
was fake.
real. They came out there and it was two to the head, three to the body. They was not fucking
Yeah.
off. They
So it
would
was
not
two.
fuck it off.
Okay, so first of all, it was two separate balls. There was there's a ball in each episode. So there was a ball. The ball in episode 1 was the ball where they donated the money for Cubby. That to me was the unrealistic one because y'all spent the whole episode talking about how the evangelistas haven't been walking and they're out of, they're kind of out of the rotation. They kind of been doing their own thing. And yet they come back, they're dressed, they're ready for a ball and they win. Like what, huh? What? Then in the second episode was the ball that they were trying to get the money for Pray Tell.
Okay.
Okay, D, go ahead, babe. Yes. D?
Sometimes the timing is off too. I'm sorry. Sometimes the timing is off too because what's the time period? When did Cubby die? Was Monica supposed to go at night to this date with a guy? And then when they leave the ball, whose Chinese restaurant is open that late? Because balls don't finish at 12 o'clock. They finish it sometimes 4 o'clock in the
Well,
morning.
that's the place
So
they always
whose restaurant is open at that time?
But they always
But
went
who's
to that
open
restaurant.
at 4 o'clock in the morning?
I mean, I don't know. I'm just saying.
The time
My thing was all of that happened in one night is crazy to me. That all of that happened in one night. Cubby died.
Right.
They went to dinner. Like that was a lie.
Like if Cubby died, trust me, there would have been no going to nobody's ball. Please be clear. Because it's so much that goes into preparing for a ball. Like they start preparing from that morning, getting things right for whatever category you're gonna walk in, things like that. And it's just mm-mm.
Yeah. So
That would have threw everything off.
Yeah, again, I just feel like a lot is and I'm gonna say this. I also think that maybe because they gave us those back-to-back episodes, maybe that also didn't help with the feeling, I guess, because it was those back-to-back episodes.
Can I say what the best part of the whole premiere was?
No,
in my estimation.
Fast forward to
No, I'm not. I'm not going to fast forward to any.
Okay, so
it's going to be. It
one,
covers
okay,
both
go ahead.
episodes.
Episode 1, go ahead.
It covers both episodes. The music, the '90s music that was playing throughout both episodes, is the best part of it for me. They was giving me my life. All of the '90s music.
I don't think I noticed the music. I normally notice the music. I don't think I noticed the music.
Oh, I did immediately. The music is what did it for
Tony
me.
Braxton wig doing that lip sync.
Listen,
Lulu was
Lulu
Han came out to that and lip synced to that Janet Jackson song, and then Pray Tell came
They
out
did
and
In
Vogue, and then when Blanca took Pray Tell to the
They
rehab
did
and they
Queen
played
Mariah.
Mariah Carey anytime they need a friend.
And but also they had other songs throughout
I
that
was
was
singing like I was
clearly.
Mariah Carey.
But even outside of the balls, they had other songs throughout that would be playing in the background. That was, and I don't know how much money they paid. That's where all of their money went to pay
I could
royalties
have
for
sworn
all of
I
these
heard
songs.
from the back to the middle and around again. I'm gonna be there to the end.
Hmm
100%.
Like it was all kinds of
Hey, hold on,
90s
D.
music through that.
Go ahead, D. What you gonna say, babe? D.
I agree with the. I think my thing is acting up, but I think
Okay, no
the
problem. Go
first
ahead.
episode didn't really play a lot of music till maybe like 20 minutes in, but the second episode, that was the never ending episode, played like a lot of
Okay.
like the In Vogue, Mariah, the Janet.
Yeah. I mean, now that y'all bring it up, I remember it now, but I don't know. Now I will say this. Was it Spotify? Spotify used to have the Pulse playlist. I know they had season 1 and season 2. So I'm sure they're gonna probably have a season 3. And it was all the music
They
from
didn't put it
because
up yet.
season 1 was giving us those good 80s, those good 80s vibes.
So here's a question: do we think that they blew their budget on music, and that's why they only gave Janet Mock $40,000 an episode?
I think Ryan Murphy got Janet Mock money, and she need to run down on him like the House of Khan.
I think Jenna Marcus putting 20 on 10 and she ain't making $40,000 anymore.
I think she's making $40,000 for one role. I think she's getting extra money for each role that she plays. In this, I think she got like 40,000 an episode to write, and then she got so many thousands
Because
to direct, and then I think
last
she
time I
has so many.
checked,
Like I don't think it's just
but no,
$40,000
I
an
think it's a
episode.
part of her contract too. Because if you're an EP, EPs put up front money at first, but then they negotiate a certain percentage of whatever earnings that show made. And so clearly, if you ain't the first or second EP listed when they list EPs, you're not going to be making the lion's share of the cuts that are made. And so when you negotiate whatever contract you negotiated in season 1, she had never had any of that experience being EP. I don't even know if she was an EP in season 1, but I know she was a producer. She didn't have any directing credits or anything, so you couldn't have expected to be making the same money as Stephen Canals and Ryan Murphy. It just wouldn't have been equitable.
That's what I said.
But this is not about Janet Mock. She can go somewhere and go. That whole thing got on my nerves with her. She can go somewhere. I'm not here for her at all, not by any stretch of the imagination. But anyway, so in episode 1, did anybody notice that Damon was pudgy? I that was the first thing I said. Oh, Damon, you was pudgy, and I was very surprised Ricky was still with Pray Tell. I just knew we was gonna start off by learning that Ricky was not with Pray Tell anymore at the beginning of this season, because that's been 3 years.
Well, they was really in love. Why wouldn't they not still be together?
They weren't in love that fast at the end of season 2. They had just really started that relationship.
But that's not the same guy. It's not
Wait,
the
what?
same guy. What are you talking about?
What are you talking about?
But
Okay,
it's
my bad. I'm sorry, I zoned out. What were y'all talking about?
What?
but it's been 3
We're talking
years,
about Ricky and Pray Tell.
so it could the relationship could progress.
Say that again, D. Okay.
Oh, that's a good question. Keep it cute. Keep your
But you know,
cute
with the span
said.
of 3 years, they not tell you everything. So they got 3 years, and plus to
Yeah, they've been together 3 years.
me, I was noticing that Ricky seemed a little bit more mature than how he normally is, because you know he was a thought box in the first season.
And I don't blame him. Listen, when you look like Ricky, you can be a thought box. I ain't mad at it. But in 3 years, in gay years, it's like a lifetime. Baby, y'all ready to get AARP cards together. If you 3 years, girl, that's 30 years. 3 years is 30 years. When you do our equivalent, that's about 30 years. I ain't even lying to you. That's about 30. It's me in my line. 3 years, that equal about 30. Baby, y'all Y'all got whole
Huh?
401k plans together. Somebody asked in the chat, does
That's
this mean
that's
that Ricky is
300
going
right
to?
there.
Mhm.
That's 300.
Somebody
I
asked in
don't
the
know. I
chat,
think he'll
did
be back
Ricky
once
is Ricky coming back?
I think
once
Ricky's
Pray
coming
Tell
back.
get it together. I think he'll be back once Pray Tell gets it together.
At least I
The
hope
reason
they.
why Jamal's character is also his sister got murdered, so they're
Yeah,
not gonna
yeah.
have Damon anymore. So he was basically grieving at the time. I think his sister got murdered.
Yeah, they yeah, he's not, and I hate that he's not coming. Like I
I met
said,
him in
I
person.
think
He
I
was
would.
really tall.
Is he? Oh, well, it's me. I mean, granted, you are really short though.
He's like six.
You are kind of short.
Yes,
Like you are
CK,
kind
we
of
are well
short.
aware that you do not have to be retired and old to get an AARP discount card. You can get one at the age of 18.
I
Just
mean, but you
we're gonna
probably
start
get one on
walking
the
until you
strength of your
retire.
parents, right? Isn't that how that works?
No, I used to work for
Well,
AARP.
let's just say you buy Geritol together. How about that? You buy Geritol together.
Not
Does that
you.
work?
So the second episode was all about the intervention on Pray Tell. Pray Tell has turned into a drunk. Let's just be clear. Pray Tell has turned into a drunk. Okay, but this what I don't understand. The elephant in the room the whole episode was that everybody knew that Angel and Lulu was crackheads. Why are we focused on Pray Tell? Y'all got two whole crackheads sitting in front of y'all.
Whole bases
Why we not having no interventions for fracking?
for these two bases.
My God. But they
Why
knew.
are we not
Did you say Fraggle Rock?
She said, "Why is nobody upset about the big?" I'm done.
But they are whole ass bases, just whole ass base
I
heads.
mean, listen, this is how you know you doing some shit. When the alcoholics say hell no, when y'all handed Pray Tell that weed and told him it was cracking it, that nigga went, oh no.
If that
And he
wasn't a
was
sign to say maybe we shouldn't be doing this.
right, and he was good and drunk. I mean, he was good and drunk, and he was like, "Whoa, wait a minute, hold up, crack."
Nah, I'm good. I'm good on that.
I'm good. I was like, no, Damon was negative. Remember, Damon's test came back negative. Ricky's test came back positive.
We don't know why he's an alcoholic. That was never fleshed out. We don't know.
Well, they kind of talked about it a little. That was his coping mechanism for everything he had going on.
Right. They need to explain why is he an
But what did
alcoholic.
he
That
have
makes
going
no
on though? Except
sense.
the last time he was going to Paris to choreograph. So what the hell?
Do that, but
Oh, you talking about Damon? I thought you were talking about Pray Tell. I'm sorry.
Well, the
We
reality
talking
is,
about Damon.
yeah, the reality is it wasn't fleshed out. We don't necessarily know, but let's be clear: you don't need to have a reason to be an alcoholic.
Yeah, and that could have been something. Remember,
Everybody's
he
just
was
saying,
over in Europe. He was over in Europe where, that's just the norm. When you in the industry and you over in Europe, he probably was on some kind of drugs because that just was normal. It
right.
wasn't
Just
something that was out of the ordinary. So it could have been something that he picked up and couldn't really, maintain or, control.
and that's like the same thing with Angel.
Excuse me.
Angel being in the fashion industry and with the models, like all their models were snorting coke. So that wasn't an unrealistic part of her storyline.
Hmm.
That it was just around. That's just what they did. I mean, I'm not saying everybody did it, but it was so prevalent that's what they did. So that was a part of it. And again, I think because Ryan Swain had to leave the show, I think maybe they would have explained that as far as what happened with his house with the tour. Maybe there was too much pressure. Maybe when the tour ended, he kind of ended up like Ricky, where he couldn't get another job. And it's just there's so many things that's one storyline that they're just not going to be able to flesh out if he doesn't come back. I mean, they can talk about him in third person, but he's not there to tell his story, Okay.
Yeah, because I just I think to a certain point, once you had so many things stacked up against the season, they should have said, you know what, let's close up shop. Let's take us some time. do right by this and come back when we can really explore all of it between COVID, Ryan Swain's situation and everything that's going on. It's much easier us not being able to do the ballroom scenes like we normally would, even though I didn't feel cheated on the ballroom scene because it still felt the same as it did for me at least in previous seasons. But I think they would have done a better job if they would have just said, we just gonna try this again.
And that's the disadvantage that hosts had that a lot of shows didn't have. I mean, that a lot of shows did have is that because it's based in, the 90s, they can't incorporate COVID into the storyline. Whereas a lot of these shows were able to do that. Like you look at a lot of the shows, I know like the show like my NCIS or my SUVs and all that, they're wearing masks and they're doing precautions. Like it's been incorporated into the storyline because it's our reality. And that's something that they weren't able to really do. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know. I mean, as a fan, I would have been disappointed if I would have had to wait. But I certainly would not have mind waiting for them to get it right, especially with it being the final season. It just feels really rushed.
Because we didn't even think it was the final season. Because if I remember at the end of season 2, they were talking about at least 2 more seasons.
Yeah, they
remember at the end of season 2, they had talked about it being 2 more seasons. So something has happened. Something happened on that show where they were just like, we got to stop. They're just pushing it out to just let it be over with. Because I vividly remember they talking about there'll probably be only 2 more seasons and not this being the final season. And I think that's unfortunate.
That come out of nowhere, and then you're only giving us 8 episodes. Like I'm just not here for it. Anyway, so let's get back to. I mean, I'm disappointed because I like the show, but Also, so let's get into this. Can we talk about that intervention?
The intervention wasn't for Praytel. The intervention was for the rest of them. And Praytel was the moderator of said
Praytel was ready for it. When I say he read the room down.
He said, if I wanted a crackhead's opinion, I would go out on the street and ask for bitch.
Listen. Praytel took his gas can
in the words of
and matches.
Okay.
Go ahead.
He burned it down.
The library was open.
Listen, that library was wide.
RuPaul, the library was open. When I tell you
right,
and then,
you had already agreed to go to rehab. They didn't have to bring them letters out. Right. They did not have to bring those letters out. Praytel had already agreed to go into rehab.
Say anything to him.
Listen, when I tell you that young man went in and pressed the gas, normally when you see people be in effect, you say, let me let up. He said, no, we're here now. Go, we burning it all down. Get over it. We're burning it all down. I choose violence. Burn it all. Burn it. Baby, when he went in on Ricky, that's the one I was like, oh.
Listen,
when he said, and you just wait, you was waiting to get up on his dick anyway. I said, oh.
Listen.
Oh.
When he was gonna beat his ass.
Listen. When because actually that read wasn't as bad as the read he gave him when Ricky packed up his shit to leave. He said,
yeah, he went in on Ricky. I was like, oh. But he went in on Blanca too. He went in on Blanca.
Oh yeah, he gave it. Listen, let me tell you something. Let me tell you something. That must be real love because what Praytel gave Blanca, that might have been a point of no return for me. Like I don't know if our friendship could have survived that one. I mean, I know that that's the alcohol and all that, but a drunk word speaks a sober mind. I'm sorry.
Baby, he gave Electra a little bit, but what he gave Electra was nowhere near what he gave Blanca and what he gave Ricky. Those two, to me, Blanca and Ricky, he eviscerated them. I was like, oh, girl.
He gave it to him. And poor Poppy trying to defend his girl knowing she a crackhead. Like, it's hard to defend what you know is true. He knows she a crack. Listen.
She a crackhead.
And she is.
But y'all excuse her basehead self. But y'all want to go in on Praytel. Colorism. I'm going to call it what it is. Colorism. I'm
Oh
just doing that because I
God.
know Really B. I just knew that's a trigger word for Really B. It's always trigger
How is
words
it
for you light
hers?
skinned people. You like,
I
I'm
was
just playing. I
like,
know it's not
what?
television.
Stop. Stop it.
I mean, it might be, but you know.
So they got Pray Tell in the rehab, and Blanca got her mother-in-law together, honey.
That ain't her
No,
mother-in-law.
Blanca ain't get her mother-in-law nothing. Her boyfriend got the mother-in-law together because the mother-in-law sat there with like, girl, and what? Girl, you mad? And she was about to leave. And she didn't know the boyfriend got the mother-in-law together because Blanca was about to leave. And he was like, no, don't
Listen,
leave. I got this.
I think Christopher's dad likes the trans girls too. I don't know, something about his dad seems kind of like,
Because he sure wasn't there. He sure
Yeah,
wasn't there.
daddy won't there. What about daddy?
right.
I feel like you
Where was he?
it's really it's no, I'm saying I feel like you. I feel like it's something else up with that dad that we don't know about that we
Yeah.
probably will never
Yeah.
get because
Hmm.
they're cheating us with the storylines or whatever.
And
So
sometimes we just
and-
dig deep.
right. The other part of the timeline that messed me
Huh?
up was I didn't know how much time went in between episode 1 and 2 because
Yeah.
in episode 1 Castle was fine, and in episode 2 he damn near on his deathbed.
And not only that, but in episode 1, because when Pray Tell had that conversation with the council at the end when he was looking all in his pajamas and shit, it almost seemed like he had done something to them other than just disappear, because he was like, I'm sorry, and it was almost like he
Yeah.
owed them an apology. And I felt like, did we miss a scene? Did he cuss them out? I mean, I know he retired and he sort of fell off, but did he read their asses too and they just cut that scene? Because the way he was apologizing to them, it was almost like he
Right.
did something to them.
I thought he was apologizing for just like quitting, like in the middle of the season, and just
I don't know. Maybe. Diamond Pearl. That's actually, I was gonna bring that up. Diamond Pearl asked a question, and I actually think this is what is going on with the show. To be honest, she said, "Do you think the members of the cast wanted to end the series? I saw Block and Angel in commercials for other shows. I feel like so many stars have been born and reborn. Because let's be clear, Billy Porter's been around for a long time, but his
Yeah.
presence has definitely shot through the roof over the last couple of years. And I do feel like maybe
Yeah.
they were all ready to move on. I don't think that was
I
the
think I think
final straw, but I think that was a factor.
I think what happened was they saw what it did for Angelica Ross when she got wrote off, and now her
American Horror
trajectory is
Story.
where it is. You know what I'm saying? And so everybody's starting to say, listen, it's time for me to cash in my chips too. That could be part of it, but I think it's still more than that. I don't think that by itself would be enough. I don't think the talent or the cast members would be enough to be like, oh, okay, we about to make this a final season. It's something else going on that we're not privy to.
Yeah, I don't think that like I said, I don't think that they have that type of power to end the show, but I don't see them fighting very hard to keep it either.
right. We don't know what kind of contractual obligations that they have to the show. That they may be forced back because they have contractual obligations. If I don't know, it felt like this was a love project, a passion project to begin with, and nobody was expecting it to be as big as it
Yeah.
was.
Yeah.
And then COVID hit, and then things are backed up. Because if this was going to be the last season and COVID had hit, Coles would have been over by now.
Yeah, it would have been.
And then everybody
It
would have
came
been
out last
to
summer.
pursue other projects and things like that. And I feel like maybe
And I don't even think that's the thing because actors and actresses do multiple projects at one time all the time. So I don't see that being a reason to end the show. Can we talk about the fact that in these balls, they're going out of their way, like you said, really be just to make Evangelista win? Because that mess that Pray Tell did in that ball versus Lamar was a damn mess. Pray Tell looked a mess. His choreography and shit was a goddamn mess. I don't know what the fuck that was. Pray Tell did on that goddamn ballroom floor, but Lamar killed him. I didn't even feel like Ricky. His Vogue wasn't even
Pray Tell
better
was
than
better than Lamar. Pray Tell was better.
No, he was not. Pray Tell was a mess. That looked a
I
mess
think
to me. I don't
I
know
think
what
think
that
at
was.
that
Yes,
by
he
the time
was.
they got to
No, he was
Pray
not.
that
How was he a mess?
like it wouldn't be a stretch to think that they pulled the page and told everybody, listen, we trying to get Pray Tell into
Right, and
rehab.
that's what I think happened. That's
You know
what
what
I
I'm
think
saying?
happened.
So
not only
whatever they
that,
put up,
not only that, but I also think it was a situation where you can see that people just aren't liking Khan. Like they're creating enemies. And so you
right.
can see the minute that and then also remember Pray Tell is a fan favorite. So the minute they saw him, that like sort of was like, oh shit, like the minute they saw him, the whole crowd went up. Just like, you know what I mean? And I think that was part of it too, was like,
And
you
they
know,
don't like that Khan because that Khan is
people
nasty.
hadn't seen him in a while.
You see he got dealt with. Because
Listen,
that was unnecessary right after that.
He was still better.
Pray Tell
And
punched the dog
you
shit
need
out of
your
that
block
boy.
knocked off. You did.
Because
That
let's be
happened
clear.
between Tamisha and Candy Muse. If Candy had kept talking,
Pray Tell was better.
And why he tried to pull a Candy and pull that knife out? I said, oh, Candy did it better. Candy did it better, bitch.
right?
I think I
So
still
you
think
don't
Mother
look for your
Electra.
friend.
I think Mother Electra still kills. Oh, that
Absolutely. When she came
Mother
out in that
Electra
all
came out like the
gold
goddess
situation,
Isis.
Oh,
She came like she was the goddess Isis descending upon the plains of Egypt. Okay,
damn,
I said,
damn, whatever
okay,
she had on.
Ebony
Go ahead then.
Enchantress, you better do it. I said, okay. When she told Pray Tell, for the love of God, think of your skincare routine.
Listen.
If nothing else, think of your skin.
listen. Electra is still my favorite
Listen.
character. I live for Electra. She's still
Listen,
my favorite character.
Electra ass be killing me. Because the fact that, let's go back to the beginning of the first episode. The fact that the police busted down her door and that bitch was still like, what the fuck are you here for?
Right,
Like,
like
I
girl,
am such
what?
and such. Get out. I said,
Right. I said, what?
where's the police?
Mm-mm. She wasn't here for them. She was like, girl, what do you want? Maybe she was like, what do you want?
And
You done with the train, boo?
But yeah,
and shout
but
out to my friend Maria was in that first scene.
who's your
Oh,
friend?
she was?
Maria, yeah, she the one that ran out in the all black. That was my friend.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Shout out Maria. Hey, boo.
When
Come
they
on,
said
6
"Guys,
degrees of
run,
separation from the cast of those.
huh?
Say that again.
I said we 6 degrees of separation. Listen, when that I don't know who that little light skinned heifer was in that red dress, but that bitch was beautiful. Listen, I was like,
Oh
She
yeah.
was.
Oh my
I
god.
remember her.
Yeah.
She was the one that went against Angel.
yes. And then she had the little red furry cut out on her hip in the shape of a heart. I said, okay, better do it in here. I said, okay.
Yeah, she
Yeah.
looked good. She did
I
look
said,
good.
okay.
She was real good. She was real good.
I mean, don't get me
I
wrong.
even like the dark skinned chick with
I
the
was
braids.
just
I
about to say
liked
the
her
dark
too.
skin girl with the braids. She was absolutely gorgeous as well. I said, well, they just found a bunch of bad bitches sitting in the corner. Where the fuck did these brothers come from?
Beautiful. Until she opened that mouth, I forgot she was a woman. I forgot that she was a trans girl until she opened her mouth.
Which one? The light skin one or the dark skin one?
Actually, both of them.
I don't remember the dark skin.
Oh.
Nefertiti.
I don't remember them talking.
Me either. What she said?
She saying Candy every man needs a woman.
She said, "Where's our money?"
She broke out into Escape. Every man needs a woman.
I'll tell you. It's rude.
So
Funny but rude.
She broke out into Tony Braxton. Everything's gonna work out right, you know.
Listen,
Uh-uh.
Lulu and that wig was horrible. Lulu and that wig was horrible.
I
No,
like Lulu
no,
in the wig. I did
I
like her in
like
the
that wig.
Uh,
wig. I
She
like
looked like
that
uh,
wig
Tony
on Lulu.
Braxton. Now,
uh-uh.
if
She
she,
gave me Tony
I think
Braxton.
if she was doing Love Should Have Brought You Home last night, it would have been a different situation.
If she was about 20 pounds lighter, it would have been everything.
It would have, listen,
What about like? Oh, you mean? Oh,
Cause she a little bigger than Tony now, than Tony was back then.
well, nobody's
Remember back
expecting
then,
but
her to be an exact duplicate.
Haley used to be mad. Then she got thick. I remember seeing her like years ago. She used to be. She used to look like kind of like a J Lo look,
She
but
is
thinner.
COVID out here in these streets now. She done put on some COVID weight. Y'all not gonna, what you're not gonna do.
Huh?
That's not
You
what we
took
doing
what?
today. We not fat shaming today.
nobody's fat
Shirley,
shaming her.
I'll tell you
No,
what.
Nobody's
I'm not
fat
fat
shaming her.
shaming her. All
I
I
love
said is
you.
that she was thinner.
I said if she was 20 pounds lighter, she would have gave me real Tony Braxton realness. That's all I'm saying.
It feels fat shaming to me, and that's not good.
I guess I'm
Cause
not
Tony
fat, so I
Braxton was
can't
like
say
this skinny back then. Remember? Anyway, she didn't walk the ball.
Yeah, I ain't feel like they was
Alexa told her no.
Yeah, I ain't feel
You
like they
said you playing category is seamstress. I said, oh,
listen. When she said the category is seamstress, I was done. She said
I
you
said
are.
not interesting.
that. On top.
She said category is seamstress. You're not
I
ready.
was
You're not ready.
confused because I thought they said that it was $2,500 a week. And so I was like, that's a lot of money. But somebody said that they didn't say a week, maybe a month. I don't remember. I thought it was $2,500 a week. So I was trying to figure out that's a lot of goddamn money. Like that's
You know
like
how
ten
to feel
thousand
about
dollars a
you, Ebbie?
month.
Not for a private facility with no insurance. Now the problem is he ain't had no insurance. If he had some insurance want to pay for some of that, but with no insurance, that's about
But what I'm saying is, if all they came up with was $2,500 a week, ain't gonna do it, boo. That was my point.
oh well they gonna walk some more balls. They gonna walk some more balls.
A week just ain't gonna do it.
Anyway, well we get ready to
It's
get
like
off
the
here.
they,
Go ahead, B. Go ahead.
no, I was saying even though there was some flaws in the show, but there was some really good. They still write a good show at the end of the day.
Oh yeah,
Um,
absolutely.
the transition from the way how the balls were more about family into how the balls are now was beautiful. Because in New York, that's how they really are like that in the balls. Cutthroat with
Right.
my money, my family, all that. So I do some of the transitions was good. I would have liked a little bit more of a backstory for Cubby, even though his story was, wrapped up in a bow. But I feel like the supporting cast, you don't really see them as much. Hence the two kids from last episode of season 2.
Yeah, that part I'm really disappointed in because I really was looking forward to seeing that, and maybe they didn't want to get into it because it's the end of the show. I don't know, but I was disappointed with that. I really was looking forward to seeing Blanca with her new children and the angels of the world sort of moving on. I don't know. I don't know. I was disappointed in that. I was disappointed in
Mhm.
I
that.
don't see Angel and Poppy making it through the end of the season.
Because Poppy got good sense. If don't nobody else got good
I
sense.
just don't see them making
Listen,
it. I feel like their relationship is not gonna make it.
listen, that conversation that Poppy had with Blanca when he told her, listen, you raise your children, you can't control everything that they do. Like, he was giving her some good words. When he want that pizza, he said, listen, you can't control what these
I
children.
love Poppy. I love little Poppy.
Yeah, I love Electra because even though it's wrapped up in a jagged little pill, Electra said some really good shit
She
to
do. She do.
Blanca. Now it's not the most palatable manner, and the way she usually says it is not digestible. But she be telling her and she really does support her. You can see that she is, proud of her now as opposed to how she was at the end of season 1 and the beginning of season 2 is very different. Because
You know what?
remember how
I like the fact that they allowed. Now, I do like the fact that they allowed Blanca and Electra's relationship to be there. I'm glad that they don't have them going back into that aggressive, passive aggressive, I hate you, but I love you. I like the fact that they have allowed their relationship to flourish and that they really, truly are friends. I do like that. I do like that. Because one thing I can't stand is when we have to keep rehashing the same damn storyline. Like, we didn't see them fight. We didn't see them hate each other. We didn't see them come back together. Like, I don't want to rehash that every single season.
Right. Well, it look like the only thing I can say is I don't know based on these first 2 episodes where we're going. Like, I don't know what the overarching storylines are going to be. And maybe I'm just.
It looks like somebody gets married, and I think that's going to be Blanca. I don't think, and somebody's gonna die. And at first I thought it was Praytel, but I don't think it's gonna be Praytel. It may very well be Angel. Xavier said he thinks Angel's gonna die. It may very well, but somebody ain't gonna make it. Somebody ain't making it to the other
How's she
side.
gonna die?
If they kill Poppy, I'm not watching the show. I'm telling you. If they kill Poppy, I'm gonna be upset because he ain't even shit with nobody, and he would get killed off the strength of some bullshit that Angel did.
Listen, I already had my crying review when Angel died. I can't do another one. You're
When
not
Candy
getting
died.
any more.
You mean when Candy died?
Oh yeah, Candy died. Thank
I'm
you.
about to say, don't be doing that. Don't do that.
When Candy died, I already had to cry. Listen, I started to take that review down because I don't like those kind of reviews for myself.
I thought
But
it was nice. It showed a different side of your evil
vulnerable.
ass.
Well,
Did you cry?
well, I won't call you evil, but it does show that shows their vulnerability.
no,
Yeah,
no,
yeah.
no means no, and yes means no. No, I'm like Electra. We don't show feelings and emotion.
Show your vulnerability.
Did you see the pause in the long scene? He was like, no.
No, no. I'm like Electra. We always show all these feelings and emotions and stuff like that, girl.
He almost said yes, like pray tell.
Right.
You're right.
No.
No. Like, no. That is not what the people in the chat want from me. See, the people in the chat know that's not my judge. They've already said it. It's not what they want from me.
Well,
what do you want?
Well,
listen, I just know that I just knew that Ricky was gonna break down when Pray Tell was hollering at, was screaming.
When he had that Effie, and I'm not telling you moment,
everybody leaves me.
I thought he was gonna break too. And when he said, "I still have to go," I was like, "Yes!"
I thought he was gonna break. I did. I thought he was gonna break.
It was very. Ike Turner, you gonna leave me like all these other motherfuckers?
I really thought he was gonna break. Now that I like that writing. I like when he said, "I still gotta go." I was like, "Oh,
that's that
girl."
Girl.
Well, y'all, I want to thank everybody for being here. We'll be
Thank you, love.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. It's me D for joining us from the gym. Giving us a little eye candy. Well, not us, but them. Thank you, Ebbie and El Teddy.
I'm not
for being
I
here.
was sweaty as hell.
Anytime you need a friend.
Don't get me started with that
Don't do it,
song.
bloodbath.
Speaking of which, El Teddy, did you see that thirst that thirst trap that your girl Janet posted? Like Janet Jackson, like maybe I need to remind y'all who the fuck I am. You ain't see that picture? She's got on like.
Did it come out today?
Hold on, let me find it. Because I started
Let me look. Is it on her Instagram?
I didn't see this.
Is it on her Instagram?
I don't know if it's on her Instagram or not. Hold on. I saw it on, I think I saw it on either the Shade Room. Hold on. It was yesterday. So hold on, let me scroll back. I said, come on, Janet, reminding these hoes who
Because
just
you know how I am about Queen Janet and
I
Queen
know
Mariah.
that's why I just knew you had seen the picture.
Ugh. And I do follow her on Instagram. And you know, I've been so busy though, really. You already know what my life is like. Really, be. You already know. Okay.
I hate when I'm looking for
Oh, the one with her daddy?
no,
Oh no, that's not her daddy. That's her brother.
no, she's by herself. She's got on like black satin pajamas and she's got the top open and you just see that flat stomach and she was like, maybe I had to remind
Bitch.
who the fuck I was.
Oh, I don't see
Let me get my
that.
ass up out of the room.
Anytime,
Hold
Girl,
on.
let me find this picture. It's not on her Instagram.
Okay, then it's either Shade Room or the Jasmine brand because that's where I scroll every day. So
I'm about to go because I'm about to hop on the train and go home.
okay, babe. Well, be
I'll see
safe.
y'all later.
All right, I'll hit you up later, it's me.
Damn it. All right, I'm gonna have to find it. Because now that I'm
Yeah, you see, I'm feverishly looking.
right, now
You
that I'm looking
see?
for it, I ain't gonna be able to find it. Hold on. Let me do this. Hold on. Let me do this.
Feverishly looking for my queen. Yeah. Can I tell y'all? Can I have just a tenth of this 130 billion that they're gonna have to split up? A tenth would be like 13 billion. Can I just have a tenth? I can have 1%, not even a tenth. I can have 1% of that 130 billion that they're gonna have to split up. Think about how much the lawyer is gonna get. The lawyers are gonna get.
What are you talking about?
The
Bill
reason
and
for the
Melinda.
divorce.
Oh, child.
Even just to be their lawyer, think how much they about to get.
I think they already got all that worked out, child. I don't even think it's gonna be that deep.
What happens to their foundation, which is given so many billions of dollars to the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation has given so much money to whole countries and stuff like that. I don't know what's going to happen with that.
They're gonna continue to do what they do. That ain't finna change.
Like I
Are
said,
you sure?
I think they already got all that worked out.
Then why make the announcement?
I mean, the
So
fact
when you see me with this new nigga, nobody be tripping.
basically, I have to
I
find
just
it.
want.
You know, while I'm
Yeah, we're
looking
gonna
for
have
it,
to
I'm gonna
find it.
find it while I'm looking for it.
Right, because I'm over here feverishly looking as well, and I don't see it, and I'm real mad about this. Like, this gonna upset my spirit.
Is this it?
Somebody in the chat. Where's Nappy Child when I needed her? She probably would have been found it for us. You know how Nappy Child be.
Yeah, Nappy Child would have found it already. I'll look for it, El Teddy, because like I said, Tamisha is live. Okay, well, she was live earlier.
I'm not the red ball, and I ain't gonna watch it live. I'll watch it later.
Yeah, I'm probably going to red ball it too. All right, y'all, we're gonna get off of here. I want to thank y'all so much, for coming through and hanging out with us. We've been here for like an hour and a half, honey, almost 2 hours, y'all. So thank y'all for coming through and hanging out. It is much appreciated, and I will see y'all on the other side. El Teddy, don't go nowhere.